Wichita. I slept about as much as can be expected on a Greyhound bus. An hour of really shitty head resting on the seat in front of you kind of sleep. Oh yeah, did I mention that the bus showed up I think 55 minutes late? I was like heading back over the hill where I wouldn't have been able to see it anymore, but I just looked behind me one more time and I saw the bus pulling in. I'm like, oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Okay, so it's now 12:30 and I spent the last 6 hours just like trying to sleep at various places, sitting at the coffee shop, my head in my hands, sleeping like that. And then I went down to the library over here. Luckily didn't really have any trouble with that. Nobody tried to wake me up or anything, so that's nice. Alright, it is day 3 in Wichita. Yesterday pretty much nothing happened. I got a good night's sleep and I was just kind of tired. I called the trucking school, and then I got a text back from Joe, who was the guy I met down at the truck stop. Some more information on that job that he said his friend recommended. It's like $7,000 to go through the school if you're just paying up front. But I don't imagine too many people do that because the companies do pay for that stuff. The program, I think they said, is 4 weeks, and then you probably don't get paid until another maybe week or two after that when you start driving for the company. So I need enough money to make it through like 6 weeks of no income. I think they said that the job that I'm looking at is $20 an hour, probably full-time, I would imagine. That's kind of what everything's kind of hinging on right now, is can I get this job? How quickly can I get it? How quickly can I get paid? And that is going to be all the way on the south side of town. So if that ends up going through, then I'll need to get down there. Okay, so just had the interview, which went well. Seems like I got the job. And then I talked to Joe, and he said he's going to pay for the first 2 weeks at extended stay. Should cover me until my first paycheck. So now I just got to go back up to my stuff, get it all packed up, come down here to extended stay. And man, I've just been blessed. I've just been totally blessed. Now that I'm confirmed to be going to that extended stay, I can show where I've been staying. There's the river is just right over here, and alongside the river there's a decent amount of just open land. And I've been sleeping here the last like 3 nights, and there's a lot of animals. I woke up to a raccoon digging through my stuff at one point. Just kind of yelled at him a little bit and he went away. There's lots of birds doing different things. I woke up to some geese honking. Yeah, it's not the most convenient to walk through. And I went pretty deep in. I wanted to be sure. Well, here I am. I'm all put up in this hotel here. I've got that paid for the next 2 weeks, and I've got a job, and I've got people looking out for me. I feel very fortunate. I don't feel like I deserve it, any of this, but all I can really do is just be grateful and be ready to pass it on when the time comes. You know, things are looking up. Things are going to plan. And if everything keeps going this well, then maybe in the next, I don't know, 3-4 months, I'll be driving trucks. You know, in some ways I'm going to miss the road, but in other ways, I don't think I'll ever really leave it. I think it suits me pretty well, and I think, I don't know. God is good. He's provided for me. We'll see how I feel about that once I've been moving furniture for a couple months. Well, here's what I've got going on right now. I've been staying in this hotel room for the last like almost 2 weeks now. The period that Joe paid for ends on the 22nd, so I could renew after that, but it's like, I don't know, $300 a week or something like that, which is not a great price. Still gotta finish as much of this food as I can and then donate stuff that I can't keep, stuff like that, and find somewhere else to be. The job has been going, I would say it's been going well, but not really. You know, I've been surviving, but my knees and my hips feel like they're trying to give out on me, and I'm finding it really hard to wake up on time at like 6 o'clock every morning, if not earlier. You know, I've had 3 days so far that have been like over 12 hours, and there's downtime in there from time to time, but it's still just like, it's a lot of work, and it's putting me through the ringer. I'm getting along with the people I'm working with, which is great. That's like honestly the number one most important thing. But I don't know, man. I don't want to get injured. I feel like that's where I'm headed right now. And I called in sick yesterday. I think it was like mostly just my central nervous system was fried. And I was sick. I got like a really bad sore throat in the middle of the night, and so when I woke up, and I was also just still feeling terrible from the day before. So I called in, and then today I went out there to catch the bus to go into work, and it turns out today is Juneteenth, which is like the day that the Emancipation Proclamation was signed or something like that, and the buses are not running, so it's another tally in the negative column for the Wichita bus system. And yeah, I'm just feeling really bad, physically and mentally. So the 2 weeks that Joe paid for are up, and I have to move everything out. And of course I left everything for the last minute, so I didn't have time to slowly get things moved over, so I'm going to try and do this all at once, which I don't expect to go particularly well, to be honest. Basically I'm going to have to wear the backpack, clip on, you know, the usual stuff. I'll probably try and clip this onto the backpack as well. And then I've got 2 gigantic bags full of shit and this bike. So I'm going to try and like hang the bags off the handlebars and just roll it. I tried to air up the tires and it did not work. Again, if I had done that earlier, I could have maybe planned around it, but oh well, it'll work for now. It'll at least get me to the next place, which is just down the road, so it shouldn't be that bad. Alright, well, from the luxury of the extended stay to the Roach Motel. Doesn't smell too bad, so that's good. But God knows how clean these sheets are. I don't even really want to know, but I'm going to be here for the next 2 weeks, so, you know. I don't know what that is, but you know, I've seen worse. There's no like obvious mold or anything, so that's good. Unless that red there is mold, which it could be. There is also just graffiti on the walls outside everywhere, so. This is the hotel I'm staying at. And then right next door you have this closed up steakhouse. It's It's got graffiti all over it. I find the drug Jesus one to be funny. There's some people hanging out there the other day, so I guess this is kind of just like a vacant building that the local hoodlums or whatever hang out at. You know, it's like kind of a shitty place, but it's right next to the extended stay right there. It's like literally like, you know, right next to it. So still in the right place and the price is right and everything, and like figure it should be fine. It smells like shit right here. You can't rule out the possibility that it's literally shit. Alright, just got done with a 14-hour day. Yippee. I woke up at like 5:20 or something like that. Got here at 6. We left at like 6:45 or 7. 2 hours of driving, maybe a little more because we stopped a couple times. And then we got there, milled around a little bit, probably started work at like 10. Started work at 10, ended at like 4 or 5. I don't quite remember. I think it was more like 5. In this like 102 degree heat, which was not a lot of fun. We were loading stuff from one truck into another, and there was all kinds of problems. But we got it done eventually. Another couple hours back, and now it is 8 o'clock. I got to be there again at 7 tomorrow, so I really only have a couple of hours to get back to the hotel and shower and eat something, and maybe I'll have like an hour of free time before I really have to sleep. The heat was really the main thing today. You get kind of acclimated to the heat, but it's not, you never get, you know, totally acclimated. It still sucks no matter what you do. So at the end of the day, that's 14 hours on the clock. Last week I missed a couple days and didn't work my full 8 hours every day, so I got like under 30 hours. I don't think that's going to be a problem this week. We'll see how the rest of the week goes, but I don't think it's going to be a problem. Turns out, bizarrely, and I don't know if I even still believe it, but the buses stopped running at 3:30. That can't possibly be right, because I know I've taken buses after 3:30, but it's right for today. Because no bus showed up, and then I looked at it, and they're not going to show up. So, I'm just walking back. You know, to be honest with you, it's probably bad form to film this place, you know, place of work and whatnot. But I just wanted to get a quick sense of how absolutely fucked up this lot is. It's like, and this is like, there's way more to this lot. It's just all completely filled with trash, which is crazy. The last couple of days they haven't been able to send me out anywhere, so I've just been cleaning up around the warehouse, but it feels like, you know, arranging deck chairs on the Titanic a little bit. But I think I do probably need to be looking for the truck driving job sooner rather than later. Just feels like this place is just a slow train wreck. Yeah, this job is like, it sucks because I am getting along with everyone, and like the actual deliveries and stuff I don't actually mind that much. It's hard work, but I don't mind it. It's a paycheck, but it just seems like, you know, it was always meant to be temporary, and I feel like it may be even more temporary than I was thinking. I was kind of trying to stay here like a couple months, build up like I wanted to get like $2,000, but that's probably a little overkill. That's all I really need it for, is to get through the training for the truck driving. Oh yeah, the other thing I was going to say is I like the number one thing I hate about a job is when I don't get the resources I need to to do what I'm supposed to be doing. And like, yeah, sitting around here trying to clean up that lot is just like, you would need a whole team of people and probably like a week or more to really get a dent in that lot. And meanwhile, like, there's only 2 forklifts in the whole place, and they're both in use most of the time. So, you know, I got an empty crate and I'm filling it up with stuff, but then if I need to move it, I need to wait until somebody's done with the forklift to go move it. And then, you know, like I said, arranging deck chairs on the Titanic, I'm just cleaning up little corners, but like the whole place is just a fucking dump. So it feels like I'm not really doing anything, which feels bad. I don't like doing that. I'm not the kind of person to just stand around and collect a paycheck, you know. If I'm going to be working, I want to be working. I want to be doing something. Which is why, you know, I do like the moving stuff, because you start the day with a full truck, you end the day with an empty truck, and there's a person that's got all their stuff in their new apartment or their new house, and you feel good about it. So even though the work is hard, you know, you typically have a team of 3 people, 2 or 3, and so there's enough resources to do the job. The job is satisfying. You get to see the result of the job. I like that. I don't like being told to just clean stuff up at the warehouse when that's not even really a realistic task. The other thing that's annoying to me is that I feel like I'm still like, I'm just perpetually trying to save up money to do something else. And this has really just been my whole freaking life. So I'm always just trying to save up money, trying to live cheap, you know, keep the budgets thin, and saving up just barely enough to make it by, and save up a couple to, you know, $1,000, $2,000, and then I'm like, I don't like just living out of hotels and eating cheap food and feeling like I need to save up to buy a bike. You know, I could really use some sort of transportation, but if I'm not sure I'm going to be at this job that long, then I don't necessarily want to spend, I certainly don't want to spend like the $1,000 or a couple $1,000s for a car. You know, I've been looking at e-bikes, and those are pretty affordable, but it's also like, I don't know, it's just a bike at the end of the day. I decided I needed to go for a little walk. It's Sunday, and been kind of cooped up in the hotel room, so I just want to kind of take a little walk around, see what I can see. I'm getting to know the area a little bit. South Wichita is like pretty industrial, so not expecting to see anything too crazy, but you know, just need to get some air, and I might as well show you a little bit of the area while I'm here. You get a lot of these little unofficial sidewalks where people clearly walk and bike a lot, but there isn't a sidewalk for some reason. This here's a pretty notable landmark. We got this dude holding a tire. It's a tire shop, obviously. I don't know who put that there or why, but you know, appreciate a little bit of public art in a place like this. There's a gentleman's club over here, which I have not been to, although I've thought about it. There's also a nice little bar down that way that I've also thought about, but most of the days on like Friday nights I just don't feel like going out. I'm generally not much of a going out kind of person in the first place, so it mostly looks like just kind of random stuff. There's one bigger piece right there, and then a bunch of kind of a cute little animal or something. That's a pretty nice piece right there. Somebody put some time into that one. This one's kind of elaborate. I don't know what it all means, but somebody's doing some sort of summoning. I'll go ahead and not step in the middle of that. Trying to help people out right there. That's cool. That is cool. Somebody's actually put like a phone number to call for people who are in trouble. That looks like rail graffiti if you ask me. I don't recognize it, but just that type of pen and that type of thing. I don't think trains really stop here, but you never know. It's kind of an interesting horseshoe thing. And then you look over and the whole place is abandoned. Boarded up. Door says no trespassing. See a lot of this like abandoned stuff around. It's a bit of a shame. I don't know what this used to be, but it's, you know, they had enough money to pay for a nice sign and a nice arch over the door at one point. Not anymore. It's just endless towing companies, auto sales, more auto sales. There's like an RV park, I guess. There's like a junkyard back there. I mean, it's always kind of like, you know, just the area that you're in, but also I think in Wichita is kind of, it's an industrial type of city. I always wonder how all these like auto parts stores can stay in business. There's so many of them around, but I guess there's just a lot of cars on the road, and probably it's pretty good margins, so they can just buy a cheap lot like this one, and even if they don't get that many sales, they get so much extra from each sale that they can afford rent, I assume. But I don't know, probably these places pop up and close up pretty quickly too. Now we're coming up on a bridge that goes over the river, and on the other side of that is a Walmart. So I bet you anything that there's a bunch of homeless people living right here. What they will do, and I imagine this is an intentional thing, like anti-homeless thing, is they'll build, you know, they mow this grass and they build a path, make it into a little park. And to be honest with you, I doubt many people come to this park. I think they just do that so that homeless people won't have somewhere to set up. Because, you know, if this was all woods, you'd be sure there'd be a bunch of tents around here. This is the Arkansas River, which is pretty wide. Not that deep, but pretty wide. You know? There you go. That's what I was expecting to see. So there's signs in Vietnamese around here. There's pretty much Vietnamese people everywhere in America, I feel like. I guess the update on my Vietnamese is that I have not been studying since Houston, pretty much. As soon as I got that Goodwill job, I was just like, I think I'll just drop it and come back to it later, and then I really haven't come back. I tried to come back to Vietnamese like a week or two ago, and then I just haven't really kept up with it, unfortunately. But I want to come back to it. Well, I was going to talk about the laundry place, but yep, there's another one. So yeah, city noises aside, I realized yesterday this is the closest laundromat to me, which is like, luckily there's a bus that goes right here from where I'm at, and there's a nice Chinese place right there I ate from yesterday, and I just picked up some more stuff. It's relatively cheap relative to you know, typical fast food. So for the first couple of weeks things were going just fine, but pretty soon it took a turn for the worse. Yesterday we did this job at the VA hospital where we moved a bunch of really heavy like printers and fax machines or whatever down some stairs. And we had 6 guys there, and it was like we had this like big dolly, I guess, basically, that we used, but it was still like everybody was putting in maximum effort to get those things down the stairs. And this morning, when I got out of bed, my lower back was in excruciating pain. And there's, random pains elsewhere as well, but the lower back is the main one. And so I didn't go into work today. I'm just hoping that it goes away. And also, last Friday, I twisted my ankle when I was on a job, and then that healed up fine. It still hurts a little bit, but it's mostly fine. And I'm just sitting here thinking, like, how much longer can I do this job? Is it just gonna break my body? 'Cause that would be, like, bad. That would be pretty much worst case scenario. My PayPal account right now has like $330 in it. I should be getting like 600 or so this Wednesday or Thursday, depending. I think it's Wednesday. And me not going into work today means that I'm not going to get paid as much this week. And I really just feel like maybe this job isn't working out. It's not paying me that much, and I'm breaking my body doing it. Which makes me think, like, what's the fucking point? I decided that I was going to take a step to try and quit smoking a little bit, because I've been smoking as much, at least, if not more, than I was. So I bought this vape. It's just one of the disposable ones. The downside to a vape, as opposed to cigarettes, is that you can just hit it as much as you want. And with a cigarette, you have to like light it and smoke it, and then when it's done, it's done, and you have to light another one if you want another one. With a vape, you can just keep hitting it, and that's not great. But one other thing I wanted to note is that this says it's tobacco flavored, which is a straight up lie. This is flavored like chocolate. My theory is that they, vapes are all marketed towards kids, even if they say they're not. That's definitely what they're doing. And they wanted kids to think that tobacco is tasty, so that they would eventually switch to cigarettes. So they made this thing chocolate flavored, but they called it tobacco. That's my theory. So because my back took me out of commission yesterday, and Monday and today were both pretty short days, I'm barely scraping 10 hours right now. Tomorrow's the 4th of July. We're not working on the 4th of July, so that leaves me Friday to make even 20 hours, which is what I need to break even on the hotel. I guess technically 20 hours gets me like $300, so it's the hotel plus a little bit. I told Todd I'm going to put in my 2 weeks notice on Friday. I just don't feel like this job's worth it anymore. I've got a little bit of money saved up now, so I don't know if I'll try and get another job or if I'm just gonna, I don't know. I'll probably have time to go on some little like hitchhiking adventure. I'd like to get before I forget about it, I'd like to get my tent replaced, probably replace my tarp, and I don't know, I'll see if I need anything else. I'm just this working life ain't for me, man. Like, just staying in one place and working one job for an extended period of time just isn't for me. Hopefully the trucking is better for me. I mean, it better be, because once I get signed on with the company, they're gonna expect me to be there for at least a year. So I better make peace with that. It'll be paying better and it'll be less physical effort, so that's nice. I need to get away from these freaking manual labor jobs. It's just not good for me. I feel like my body's falling apart. Part of that's probably because I don't take care of it well enough, but it's also just not sustainable for your whole freaking life, you know. For now, I got lots of time. I think I want to just keep, I started editing some videos again, so I got to work through the footage that I have saved up and get that all packaged up and uploaded. And then, you know, maybe by that point I'll be out of this job. I can go do some more hitchhiking, get some more footage, and just have a good time. So, today's Friday, and I was supposed to get paid this week. Direct deposit is supposed to pay out on like Wednesday, I think. I didn't get paid. It's Friday, and I was told today that we're still supposed to get paid by the end of the day. But it's already like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. I actually don't know. But still haven't been paid, and some of the people that I was working with were like pretty skeptical of that even. So and then also and then I went to the office for the hotel this afternoon, and paid for another week, which is $250. I did not quite realize how low I was on funds in my PayPal account. And it turns out, after paying the hotel, I have $15 in PayPal. I have about $15 in cash, and then I have about $5 in Cashapp. So my total money that I have right now is about $35. I trust that I'm going to get paid at some point. Hopefully this weekend, but possibly even Monday or next week at some point. And that should be about $600. But then this week, I only got like, I want to say like 15 hours. Because on Monday, we did this really tough job at the VA, taking really, really heavy shit downstairs. It fucked up my back. It's still fucked up. But we weren't there for that long. So I think I left at like 1. And then the day after that, I couldn't get out of bed because my back hurt so bad. So I didn't work. The day after that, I only had one small job. And the day after that was 4th of July. And the day after that was today, which I only worked 8 to 12, which is 4 hours. So this week is going to be like practically no money, which really sucks. So far, I think I've worked, what is it, 3 weeks here? 4 weeks almost? God, I don't know. My memory for time is so bad. And time passes differently when you're working a regular job. But either way, like I've worked so many more hours at this job than I did at Goodwill, and I'm gonna end about the same, just because of the hotel cost mostly. It's just weird. It's just weird how it works out that way. It's about even, one way or the other. Whether I'm totally on the street or housed up and eating well, it works out about the same. So the room next door just had a big old domestic dispute of some sort. I couldn't make out exactly what was happening. I'm not sure I want to know. But it ended with smashing glass. I I'm pretty sure the police are going to show up in a minute here. Well, looks like they got the windows fixed pretty quick. It was that window that got broken, maybe that one too. I think I got kind of lucky that I don't know if they broke multiple windows for like multiple rooms or what, but I think I might have just got lucky that they didn't come my way. They got those fixed pretty damn quick though. That's the owner right there. He must have a window guy on speed dial or something. So I got fixed like before I even woke up. So I forget how much I mentioned about this already, but I was supposed to get paid last week for like $600, and that never came through. So I thought maybe like we would get paid on Monday or something. Like surely they would be trying to pay that out as soon as possible. And Monday came and I went in and nobody there had gotten paid. Nobody who's like hourly for the company. There are some people there who are like contractors who get paid through a different channel, I guess. So like on Friday when I got back, I paid for this hotel room for the next week, which was $250. And then I didn't quite realize how close that brought me to you know, zero. And so I've just been kind of like, you know, rationing out my money, and my phone plan tried to renew at the same time, which is really bad timing, and obviously that bounced. So I had like a couple days of grace period there, but then today my phone is shut off. Can't get any data, can't make any outgoing or incoming calls. And I did not go in today because I'm not going in until I get paid, basically. If they're going to delay paychecks that long. You know, I already put in my 2 weeks notice, but yeah, if I don't get paid, I'm not. Well, it's Friday. I still haven't been paid. Which means it's been over 2 weeks since I got my last paycheck from this company. So now I am walking down to the place to confront Todd, see if I can't get something from him. Tonight is my last night in the hotel room, and after that I am out on the street again. Yeah, if I can't get any money from Todd today, then I don't know what I'm going to do, really. I've got a video ready to upload, so I'll probably upload that. I just need to go find Wi-Fi. Fuck. I just need to go find Wi-Fi and sit there for long enough, probably a couple hours, while my shit uploads. And then hopefully I can get some donations. Because right now I got nothing. I don't even have enough money for the bus. I am worse off than when I started at this company, and I've wasted 2 months doing it. Not 2 months, 1 month. I don't even know where to go from here, really. Alright, I got a check for $500, which seems a little low to me, honestly, but whatever. And he tried to blame me for not coming in, and like, fuck that. I'm not coming in if I'm not getting paid. I was already out anyway, so like, whatever. And he said the check for last week is coming today, so I gotta come back at 4. And now I gotta figure out where to cash this check, and then how to get that money into my PayPal so that I can pay my phone bill. And then I gotta get back to the hotel room and get all my shit packed up so I can leave tomorrow. It's just so unnecessary, man. Such an unnecessary burden to put on people and then act like it's my fault. Fucking idiot. Well, I just tried to cash the check that I got and it didn't work. It declined on some end. I don't know. I don't know how check cashing works, but they said it declined, which means I do not have the money still. Hooray. She said I could try at Walmart. So I don't know why it would work at Walmart but not here. But still have no money, and I'm not going to have any money for a bus. So I'm going to be walking, and it's been fucking 90 degrees out lately. I think it's supposed to get even hotter this week. I want to kill myself. This is just not worth it. I tried to replace the inner tubes on this thing, and turns out I don't have the right fitting for the pump in order to inflate this. So it's always something with these fucking bikes. I don't really know what I'm going to do with it. You know, it's going to be too much hassle to carry it around with me until I can get the money to fix it, so I might just fucking leave it. I don't really want to leave it just like on the street, but I don't know what else to do with it because I can't really take it anywhere. Like, I gotta carry my backpack and this fucking bike somewhere. I don't know about all that. I might just leave it over here. Some homeless person who needs it more than I do can pick it up and try and fix it. The check actually cashed. I was starting to think I was getting screwed 3 ways to Sunday, but I have cash in my pocket and I was able to get it on the PayPal card too. So now all I gotta do is go find somewhere where I can get on Wi-Fi for long enough to reactivate my phone, and then I'm good. I can do whatever I want to do. Alright, first night sleeping back on the street. Found a little cubby back here. It's not terribly even, but it's gonna be good enough, I think, for one night. I don't really know where I'm gonna sleep around here in general, but I think after I get my last paycheck on Monday, I will start hitchhiking again. I'm thinking I'll just go out to Denver at least and go up into the mountains a little bit, see what I can do around there. I'm gonna give up on the trucking thing for a little bit. I kind of want to go to other cities and try and find work, you know? Like, Kansas fucking sucks. Houston kind of sucked too. If I could find some good work somewhere with, you know, consistent hours, that's not back-breaking, pays decently, I think that would be good. But that kind of seems like a pipe dream these days. Alright, for some reason the buses aren't running today. I need to go figure out why that is. But I wanted to go up to the library, even though it's only open for like 4 hours today. It's Sunday. But I still wanted to do that. And so I walked up here. It is in the 90s right now, and it's supposed to get up to 102 today. So I want to be inside as much as possible. And maybe once the sun goes down I can go walk somewhere, but I don't really know where I'm going to sleep tonight. I don't know, probably just on the fucking sidewalk somewhere. And then tomorrow I got to get back down to the place to get my last paycheck, get that cashed, and then I'm free to leave. I don't really know how I'm going to get out of here, but you know, just the usual, I guess. Try and get up north to somewhere with an on-ramp that looks good enough to hitchhike on and do it. Yeah, it is cooking like an oven out here. I said 102 today, and it feels like it. I'm in the shade, and it's like it's almost too hot to even just be sitting still in the shade. That's the kind of heat you don't want to be out in. I'm finding that now that I'm walking around with this big freaking backpack again, I'm starting to get these little nagging injuries in my ankles and hips. Nothing in the knee right now, but I'm sure that's coming. And I think another big part of that is that I'm not sleeping well. And sleeping is when your body really starts to heal stuff. I got a very, very tenuous night's sleep last night, so my left hip is really like threatening to get injured. It feels like it's like it just wants to come out of its socket or something like that. So I'm having to be very careful with how I take my steps, which is a strange feeling. On this topic of injuries though, that back injury that I got a couple weeks ago is getting better, so that's nice. I was a little worried that I had permanently fucked it up. It seems like it's healing, so I just need to give it some time. It should be fine. Alright, well, I still didn't sleep very well last night, so I'm still very, very tired. But I moved up north a little bit, back up to this little spot that I was at earlier. And it's gonna rain tonight, possibly like all night, so I gotta be careful how I set up tonight. It's also really still really hot, which is really annoying. So it means if I set up a tent with a tarp over it, I'm just gonna get totally smothered, so I gotta be really careful. But I know, you know, the spots around here. I know the woods out there have some good empty ground. At least I must have slept well enough that my hip and my knee, which were bothering me a lot last night, have fixed themselves, so that's good. So I was on the vape for a while, and off of the cigarettes, and then that vape ran out, and so I went, mostly out of laziness, just went and bought some cigarettes. And now I think I'm going back onto the vape, because what I've noticed is cigarettes are just less pleasant to smoke. It's a little harsher in general, and less convenient. You know, you have to, I mean, look at this package, it's all crushed up, so keeping them in your pocket and stuff, you end up getting crushed, and kind of inconvenient to take out and smoke, which is a bad thing but also a good thing, because then the downside of the vape is, first of all, you can just keep hitting it. It's much easier to pull out and smoke, so you end up smoking more. And also the vape, there's like a sharper kind of thing that goes on in your lungs. With the cigarettes, like, you know, you get a burn like in your throat sometimes, or in your mouth, and obviously over time, you know, you get kind of short of breath and kind of builds up in your lungs, which is not great. And with the vape, you don't get as much of that. It feels like lighter, like it doesn't build up in your lungs as much, but when you take a big hit of the vape, it does, you get like a sharp kind of pain, which is bad. And you know, smoking at all is going to be bad for you, but I think the vape is still a better option if you're not going to quit completely. And so yeah, I just went and got a vape. It's a Mike Tyson branded vape, so I didn't even know he did that, but cool, I guess. One thing I really like about this spot is there's a lot of wildlife around. It's really a night and day difference between here and South Wichita. I mean, obviously I'm like right by the river here, so that makes a big difference. There's also lots of, I don't know if I'll see it here, but like right there. Lots of raccoon tracks around. I didn't hear any last night, probably because I was playing stuff on my phone all night, so they would stay away from me. But look at that guy right there. Alright, so that's it for this video. So sorry about the length, and sorry about it being late, and sorry about the way that I handled everything. I'm sure people are going to have problems with, you know, the decisions that I made during that whole thing, but I think at the end of the day, it just it was kind of a shitty situation. It was a kind of a shitty job. Didn't turn out very well, especially at the end. But since then, a lot has happened, and I am in Colorado right now. I'm going to be trying to put out 2 videos a week until I get caught up, because I'm so far behind. And I was trying to put out 1 video a week, thinking that would catch me up. It really hasn't. So I'm going to try. I'm going to try and get caught up here, so you guys can actually know where I'm at. The next few videos are going to actually be like awesome, because I've been having such a good time here in Colorado. So hopefully the memory of this stupid, bad situation in Wichita will fade quickly. But with that said, it is time to read donations. So I have got $5 from John. He says, "Good luck, man. I relate to you and learn a lot when watching your channel." Thank you very much, John. You know, you can learn from my mistakes, hopefully. I got $10 from Michael. He said, "YouTube like you. We want you to succeed." Well, thank you very much. I know not everybody on YouTube agrees with that. But I will try. I just got to try and appreciate the people who appreciate what I'm doing, and block out the haters. I got $300 from Ernest. Again, Ernest has been funding my existence for quite some time now. So thank you so much, Ernest. Can't say enough about that. I got $10 from Gary with no comment. Thank you very much, Gary. I got $4 from Dawn, who said, "For Oklahoma." Yeah, I wasn't in Oklahoma very long, but I was there, and stuff happened. Thank you very much, Dawn. And then I have $20 from Gary. And Gary said, "Keep safe, Possum Buck, East Texas." Cool. I don't know where Possum Buck is, but East Texas is pretty cool. I did enjoy my time in Houston, and you know, even though things didn't go amazingly in Houston, I still, you know, I liked it. And it feels like ages ago now that I was in like Louisiana and stuff, but I enjoyed it over there too. Maybe I'll come back at some point. Maybe this winter, maybe later, I don't know. And that is all of the donations for today. So thank you, everybody, and look forward to Colorado. I'll see you later.